Okay, we now welcome on very special guest, former WWE Champion of the World. It is The Miz. He's here with Snickers. Maybe my favorite plug ever, because I was looking up before you showed up. I was like, oh, we're probably going to get some free Snickers. We did.
You did get free Snickers.
We got free Snickers. Their exclusive presenting sponsor, WrestleMania 35. And as part of their sponsorship, Snickers has released 5 limited edition hunger bars with WWE that included the catchphrase of 5 superstars on the packaging, including the Miz's bar. Awesome.
How great is that?
Fuck yes.
Parma, Ohio. A kid from Parma, Ohio has his own Snickers bar.
Yes.
Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that would ever happen. There's a lot of things that happened in my life that I think are pretty cool. This is up there.
What else is it? List the top 3 coolest things that have happened in your life.
Maybe my wife.
Okay.
My wife, Maurice.
That was a good way to get out of the dog.
Have her own reality show, Miz and Mrs. on the USA Network. Another plug.
Yep. Do it.
Main eventing WrestleMania 27.
Yep.
That have to be up there. And you know what's amazing? I don't know if any of you got one, but I got a Bud Light Victory fridge. When the Cleveland Browns did not win a game for 600+ games or days, and they sent me, Bud Light sent me a nice refrigerator.
Yeah.
And it was chained up. And
for
I was like,
football games.
Yeah, there's no way this thing is going to open. Like the idea was, whenever they win their first game, the chains will drop and you'll get to drink all the beer inside it. So they sent me a refrigerator chained up. All the beers inside. My wife looks at it and goes, "Why do you have a chained-up refrigerator?" I go, "You don't get it. You're not a Browns fan. You don't understand. Just leave me alone. Let me have this."
Yes.
And I'll never forget watching that Jets game where the Browns won their first game finally. And literally, I'm in Austin, Texas, not in Cleveland. 37 of those refrigerators were made. Mine, the chains dropped when we won.
No way.
I drank every single beer. I shotgunned them. It was amazing.
Like remotely, they were able to do that for you.
Yeah, remotely
so
it did.
You literally let
a
a bot into your house that is spying on you.
You know what? If that's going to happen every time,
okay.
I got
you know
free beer.
What? That's what
I
Jeff
got free beer.
Bezos. Jeff Bezos should take his robot dogs. Nobody would be afraid of him if
I
they
got
just
Snickers
pissed out
and free beer. What more do you want?
Okay, that's fair. That's actually you have the best sponsorships
that
in
is
the
pretty
world.
Yes, I do.
So you're
that wasn't even a sponsorship, by the way. They just sent me a
just
refrigerator.
knew the Miz
and I was
liked
like, this
beer.
is the greatest thing I've ever
You're
had
like
in my life.
the 36th most famous Browns fan. That's
yeah.
fucking sick.
Listen, I'm there.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
up
top
there.
37.
Yeah, top 37. Got it.
So you're a Cleveland Browns fan. Obviously, last year was pretty sweet for you. It looks like the future's bright. We had David Njoku sitting in that seat last week.
Mm-hmm.
He said that they're going to win,
13
games. You think over or under?
I looked at that. When we got Odell Beckham, I imagine New York was just crying because he is such an elite, next-level talent that you don't want to give up ever. I mean, you can't find that. You can't find that in any draft.
Right.
You have to just get them. It's like losing Antonio Brown or Le'Veon Bell. Sorry, Pittsburgh.
Yep.
But man, like having Odell with his best friend Jarvis Landry, you got Baker Mayfield at the helm. You have Nick Chubb. You got Njoku. That is a potent offense. I said it when Odell came there. I called every one of my friends because I'm friends with a couple insiders.
Oh,
so I kind of knew.
I
kind of knew before. I kind of knew. I can't say their names.
Moose.
No, not Moose. No,
Baker.
No,
we're Baker guys.
No, I didn't know Baker.
Okay.
No, I don't know Baker yet. I haven't met him yet. Kind of
Okay.
excited if I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I was ecstatic when they got Odell. And when they got Odell, I called every one of my friends and said, we're going to the Super Bowl. There's no doubt. And people looked at me and said, didn't look at me like I was too crazy. They still go, come on, bro.
Yeah.
All right, you got a couple years under your belt, but
I know several Browns fans that kind of feel the same way that you do, and I love the Browns.
Do you think so? Like,
listen,
honestly, right now,
I love the Browns.
What team do you look at and go, they can win the Super Bowl?
Chiefs.
The
You
Chiefs
get the
could.
Chiefs, you get the
Patriots,
always.
obviously, again. The Saints,
but
the
look
Rams.
at the AFC North.
You're just happy
Right.
to be there then.
Huh?
You're
I'm happy to be a winning team.
Right,
Do you
but
understand I had 0 wins?
Well, you don't want to win the Super Bowl. You're happy to be there.
I want to win the Super Bowl. I'm
So then
a
say
person
they'll
that
win
likes
the
to
Super
win.
Bowl.
I did say that.
You said
we're
they'll
going,
win the Super Bowl
Yes.
or going to the
They're
Super Bowl?
going to the
This
Super
is
Bowl and they
dangerous.
will win.
Okay.
Listen, I am not dangerous. I woke up this morning and I felt dangerous, just like Baker Mayfield does every day.
This is a very dangerous thing that Cleveland's doing to their own brains, and I like Cleveland. We like the town. We've been through there several times now.
Like you guys eat poop.
Yeah, you guys eat
During
poop off the
parades.
I don't know about
streets during
that.
parades.
Yeah.
It's just you got a great Buffalo Wild Wings there. By the way,
LeBron stinks.
LeBron stinks. Your casino only has a few homeless people begging
We
for
love
money
Cleveland.
inside
My
of
dad
it.
goes. My dad goes to that casino every single night.
Yeah,
Let me tell
really?
you something. Oh my God, he wears a jacket every day.
Your sports owner Dan Gilbert, he writes very nice letters using the best fonts, nothing but the greatest
We
fonts.
love Cleveland.
But
Times Roman numeral, right?
Yeah.
I do. Comic Sans.
Yeah, there
Comic
you go.
Sans.
I
yeah.
do love Cleveland, and I like the Browns. I think that they're the new America's team because they're so likable. But what Cleveland sports fans are doing to themselves is very, very dangerous.
We
Because
set
you're going-
ourselves up for failure.
Yes,
we do.
you are.
And trust me, I've done that. I've done that since we've had Bernie, since Tim Couch, Johnny
Tim
Johnny
Couch was a
Manziel.
legend, yeah.
My God, every time
Kelly Holcomb.
by the way, every season. This isn't just this season. Every season I've said we're going to be a winning team. We're going to be Brian Hoyer at the helm. We're going to be a winning
Local
team.
guy, yeah.
Brandon Whedon. We're going to win. But
Yeah.
now I really believe it. Like I look at Baker Mayfield, his chemistry with Kitchens. I watched Kitchens, kind of be the head coach and kind of drive that offense to what it was last year. I mean, he wasn't head, but I mean, you felt like him and Greg Williams really did something really special. And now I feel like now that he has, the reins, I think he's going to be able to do it.
Okay.
I really do.
So
What the
Super
hell?
Bowl
Super Bowl or
champions
bust?
from the Miz.
Yes.
All right.
You heard it here first, folks.
First, right here. You sounded so confident.
That's all. Folks.
All right, so I want to talk about your career. So you mentioned at the beginning you are living the dream. You basically went from a kid going to dropping out of school. Did you ever get your degree?
Miami of Ohio? No.
Love and honor.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, you never did.
Nah.
Okay,
Me, Wally
That's
Zerbiak,
okay.
and Ben Roethlisberger.
yeah,
Were you
There
there
you
while
go.
Big Ben was there?
No. I think I was a little older.
yeah.
Okay.
So you went Real World, and then on Real World New York, you essentially just said, "I'm going to be a wrestler," and you
Yeah, I want to
created
be a
the
WWE
Miz.
superstar.
Yeah, and you created the Miz character. Do you think that, what was the real world experience like? Because I don't even think it exists anymore.
No, I mean it does. I think they're bringing it back, but the real world was the best thing that's ever happened to me. When I was in Parma, Ohio, your goal in life is to go to college, and then once you go to college, you go home, you get a job, and back then we didn't really have MySpace and YouTube and Facebook. We didn't have podcasts.
Right.
It's a different time, a different era. And so the Real World was something very special. MTV was the biggest network out there. I mean, they had TRL. I mean, every day I'd watch the top 5, music videos. I couldn't wait to see who was new. And now, like, you don't even know.
Watch any of that.
Yeah, so with the Real World, I got on that show, and it showed me that I could do anything I wanted with my life. And I remember going home to Cleveland and being like, "What do you want to do?" Like looking at myself in the mirror, like, what do you want to do? Do you want to go back to college, or what is your dream? And my dream, like, as a kid, was always to be a WWE superstar, man. Like, I loved Ultimate Warrior. I put streamers on my arm, painted my face, cut promos on my mom, And now, like, there I am sitting there, and I go, I'm going to do this. And everyone laughed at me. Said, "No way."
Yeah, I remember.
You're 6'1". You're nothing. So I kind of made the Miz a reality. And even though a lot of people told me not to, and to stay in Cleveland, I moved to LA, started kind of in a wrestling school, tried to learn the art of professional wrestling. I went to acting classes, improv classes, every tool that I could possibly get that would bring me to what I needed to be in the WWE. I had a nutritionist, a fitness expert. I had all these different things just trying to get going. Meanwhile, I was doing challenges promoting The Miz, literally saying, I want to be a WWE superstar. I want to be, hoping that WWE would see it. They didn't. I had to actually try out for Tough Enough, which is another reality show where you could win a WWE contract. Didn't win the contract, but impressed the execs so much that they gave me a contract for developmental. Went down there, learned way more than I did in LA, and just kept going, man. Just keep on that work ethic.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What was the toughest part about kind of diving into that life? Was it the physical stuff, the stuff in the ring, or was it the extra stuff that you were talking about, like the improv?
I think it's mental,
character,
man.
yeah?
I think it's not even all that stuff. It's all the you're in a Shark Tank. With your guys, you guys have a podcast. I imagine you have tons of different people coming after you because you guys are number one.
Right.
When you're top dog, everybody wants you, right?
Mostly just
everybody
Lenny
wants to
Dykstra,
go after
but
you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But everyone wants to get at you. So you have to keep your game on. You have to keep going. You have to work hard. You have to promote yourself. And so that's kind of the thing that I had to do. And so when I got to WWE, it was more the mental. more, than physical. I mean, obviously what we do is very, very difficult. We tell people not to try what we do at home because it's very dangerous. A lot of athleticism, a lot of storytelling. But, I think it's the mental aspect, the things that it's hard to even describe.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine there's things here that people don't know on air that happens behind the scenes that you guys have to go through, but you can't sit there and put it out there because people wouldn't understand. They wouldn't get it.
Yeah. No, it's true. So explain it to us what it feels like to go through a table.
It hurts.
A lot?
You don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I recommend not doing it to everyone out there. Anytime I have a chance not to do it, I will do it. But going through it, it's like you can't really describe it. I mean, imagine just getting slammed by something in your back.
You know
What's
what's
the worst?
stupid is like when I'm watching you go through a table, it looks, for some reason, it looks comfortable to me.
It's
like,
not.
oh, I could do that.
Yeah, that
It's
table
not.
was
Yeah.
pre-cut. You're
No,
fine.
Yeah.
they're never
You just
pre-cut.
fall right through.
It looks like, a
it's-
cardboard box or
and
something
then
like
I
that.
always hear like, the chairs are fake. I go, no, they're not.
Fake
Really?
chairs.
No, they're not. I wish they were.
That's
I wish
actually
they were
a-
plastic and had padding on them. I
That's
really
a
did.
Great idea.
They're real chairs that they just buy at Home Depot.
Yeah.
What's the worst injury you've had?
Worst injury, I always look at it as the worst injury you could possibly have is like anything that happens to your brain, the concussions.
Yep.
And now WWE has a protocol with concussions. And so we're trying to take the proper steps into making our WWE superstars as safe as they possibly can. Obviously, we are in a dangerous environment, and we take risks out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what's the worst? Have you
Concussion. I got a concussion at WrestleMania 27.
Okay.
Main event.
Then you kept on going.
champion. I mean, back
it's the
then
main
it was
event,
different
right.
time.
Well,
Right.
so sometimes you don't know. If you're the person that has a concussion, it can take you a while to figure out that you've got it. You
Yeah,
need somebody
exactly.
else to point it out and be like, hey, help this guy out.
Yeah.
And a lot of times with everything
by
that's
the
going
time
on
you
in the ring.
by the time you figure it all out, it's like, oh, it's done, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
But now, like literally, our doctors are completely trained and know exactly what to do and what to happen, and kind of help us all out.
Yeah.
I was watching some of your clips last night, and
Thanks.
you are a lot of fun. I like you because you really enjoy pissing people off. You seem to
do.
like,
I did, by the way.
Yeah.
Now I'm like the good guy.
Right.
yeah.
It's weird.
Going back to that, like, do you miss the sheer adrenaline rush of saying some wise ass comment to a room full of 25,000 people and have them all hate you?
I think our fans respect the fact when you're authentic and real. And if I say a wisecrack or something like that, I think they get it and they understand. So no, I don't miss it.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting. It took me 13 years to kind of gain the respect of our audience. I imagine here with Barstool, you had to gain respect.
Right.
You had to sit there and hone your craft and literally know your stuff about all sports and all things and be entertaining and that kind of stuff.
I
It's
just
kind
hate
of with
horse
us.
shit.
Exactly.
And then they're like, okay, yeah,
and then
deal.
you're the coolest
You're
guy
right.
in the
Yeah.
world. But it's the same thing with WWE. I had to earn my stripes. I had to take 13 years to kind of earn my stripes. And our fans are the most loyal fans. But if they don't like you, they'll let you know. If they like you, they'll let you know. And right now, I'm in this kind of weird transition where, I've been a bad guy, been known as probably one of the best bad guys in the history of WWE, and now all of a sudden they're changing me, and it's becoming kind of an organic type of thing where I'm changing into this good guy, and it feels good.
Yeah.
I never realized I would miss being cheered and loved because I'm so used to people telling me how much I suck and how terrible I am. But it's amazing.
Are
It's
you going to
incredible.
go corporate? That's my favorite storyline.
Corporate Miz?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can go
love,
corporate.
Oh
right
my
now,
God.
I'm going up against Shane McMahon, Daddy's boy.
Yeah, Corporate
You know?
Kane. You remember Corporate Kane?
I
in
do
the
remember.
WWE?
I remember The Rock going
the
corporate.
ultimate betrayal.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I love
can't
it.
go
Like,
corporate.
You never forget when one of your favorite guys goes corporate, and you're like, "What?
Right.
He's working with
Yeah,
Vince
but
now?
right now I'm in a battle with the corporation.
Okay.
I am in the battle with Shane McMahon in a Falls Count Anywhere match at WrestleMania. Vince McMahon's son, who is a daredevil, who is literally absolutely nuts in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
and
he takes the biggest bumps.
Exactly, and so I'll just move.
Okay, so are you going to throw him
It's that
off
easy.
somewhere?
Listen, if I'm up there, he's going.
This is going to be awesome because
Yeah,
Shane
it's gonna be-
O'Mac owns the internet when he takes a big fall.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's one of those things I think everyone's out there to create moments that'll last a lifetime.
Yep.
Something that you'll talk about for years on end. And that's what we're setting out to do at WrestleMania. We're setting out to do something where people can talk about it for ages on end. And that's what we're going to do. I mean, right now, you have so many matches that are going to be absolutely incredible. I mean, right now, Kofi Kingston is our hottest WWE superstar. He's going up against Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. And if you'd have told him 11 years ago that he was going to be in one of the main marquee matches going for the WWE Championship, I mean, I think this is the first time that he's had this kind of realm in his 11-year career. And so to see him and see all the focus going there, it's great. And then also we have a history-making match. For the first time ever, it's Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, and Charlotte Flair in the main event of WrestleMania. First time ever, all women main event at WrestleMania.
That's pretty
that
badass.
clip yesterday of them just beating the shit
Oh
out
my
of each
God.
other. That was a very intense moment though when we saw like they're in the back of the cop car kicking windows out, taking knees to the head.
My wife called me and goes, "Did you see what they did?" And I go, "No, what? Oh my, it was incredible. Like I've never seen women get that opportunity to do something that big and that memorable."
Yeah.
And it just goes to show where our women have come from. Like, this year we had our first ever all women's pay-per-view, Evolution, which I think stands as the best pay-per-view we've had all year. And it was at Nassau Coliseum. It blew the roof off the place. The audience absolutely loved each and every match. And then you look at the generations of women that have fought to get to this point, my wife included, Maurice, as well as, all the way back till Fabulous Moolah. They all brought to this thing to bring it forward to, history-making moments like we're going to have at WrestleMania.
Scarier person to go up against, Undertaker or CT?
Undertaker.
What about CT?
100%.
CT
Dude,
will
have
bash
you
your
watched
brain.
War of the Worlds?
No.
Have you watched War of the Worlds?
He's getting a little
He
older.
got taken out.
Okay, but he's
I
older.
couldn't believe it.
I'm talking about
CT
prime CT. I'm
if-
talking
if-
about fucking put Johnny
CT
Bananas as a backpack
CT.
Yeah.
Dude, CT is an animal. He is absolutely incredible on the challenges. But the challenge is a different animal than any other sport out there. It's different than, whether you call it football. And I call it a sport.
Yeah.
Because I look at that as a sport event. It's mentally and physically draining. You're living with people.
Yes.
For almost like 2 or 3 months, I think, nowadays that they do this thing. And, Johnny Bananas, CT, they've all created names and created representations of themselves and have done an incredible job with that show. But, man, these new kids on the War of the Worlds are taking over.
Yeah.
They took out Ashley, who won last year. I think she won $1 million. They took out Bananas, number
Which
2.
is crazy.
And then CT, number 3. Are you kidding me?
Wait, so the answer is still Undertaker, though?
Oh, Undertaker is the most
How
intimidating
scary
person.
was that?
Before you even asked that question, I learned Undertaker.
Yeah. When he's coming out, when the music's going,
There is nothing more intimidating when he steps in that ring. It's
he's
magical.
literally a dead man walking.
Exactly. It's incredible.
Yeah.
What's the most difficult show that you've been on? Because you've been on, how many reality shows have you been on?
I think probably 11 or 12 now.
Yeah.
Real World was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what I was getting into. And it was an incredible experience. A lot of people you hear like mixed reviews. I loved every second of it. And the reason I think I loved it is because I'm a person that I can't help being myself.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I look at myself on camera, I go, yeah, that was me. That might be a different, that there's different parts of me, and you'll pick and choose which one you'll have. But that was me. I said all those things. I did all those things. And now you look to, the show I'm on now with my wife, Maurice. It's called Miz and Mrs. We're executive producers, and I wanted to be able to control what I have because I wanted to be able to take people inside of my life and really understand it and appreciate it. And I call ours the hybrid reality because I look at it and I don't look at ours like a Kardashians or like a Housewives or even like a Total Divas or Bellas. I look at ours as something different. There's so much negativity in the world. There's so much drama in the world. I want to show that I can sit down and I can watch with my family and have fun, be entertained, and just laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the show we're giving you.
Okay, that's
It
awesome.
would be great, though, if there was like some sort of crossover where maybe your wife choke slammed Courtney.
Right.
Just through a
Yeah,
table. That would be.
just-
We would watch
yeah.
that too.
Right.
It could work. You
Yes,
never know.
that
Hey,
could
by the way,
absolutely-
you never know.
You never know.
She might choke slam me
Yeah.
through a
Right,
table.
That actually probably more likely. If you were to explain the Miz to somebody out there that is not familiar with what you've created yourself into, how would you describe that character?
Loud, obnoxious, egotistical, arrogant, but you're going to love them.
So you're our boss.
Huh? Thanks.
You're our boss.
Am I?
Yeah.
Is
Our
that-
boss,
is that what your
Dave.
boss
Yeah.
is?
Yeah, pretty
But
much.
you love
What
him.
was it?
Do you-
Loud,
do you like your
arrogant?
boss?
Yeah, I like him
Yeah.
sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
Do you get in arguments with him?
Yeah, sometimes.
What's like the biggest argument you've had that you can tell on air?
I don't know. We will argue over like guesses.
Is it like sports stuff, like mundane stuff, or is there like real stuff that you're literally like, I disagree with you. I want to put this on air, and he says, no, you're not doing that.
Yeah, there'll be disagreements.
This is what I want, and then it's like, and then sometimes you go and do it,
and
other times you don't.
We're like different people, so we're not.
Yeah.
Gonna
I'm always
agree on
curious about
everything.
how other jobs are, like, because I know how mine is, and Vince is the boss.
Do you ever sneeze around him?
Huh? You've heard this story.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
I've never sneezed around Vince.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Have you
I'm
seen
not
anyone
sneezing.
sneeze around him?
I have not, but I imagine it's a treat.
You've heard about the sneezes.
Everyone knows about
There's
the
no-
sneezes.
everyone
You
knows
don't
about
sneeze around Vince
No
McMahon.
black pepper for lunch around Vince.
It's incredible. Like, you'll sit down with him and you'll tell him an idea, and he'll just sit there.
Yeah.
For literally, I would say at least 3 minutes. And now just think about you pitching this idea, and you're excited. You're like, oh, man, blah, blah, this and this. We'll do this and this and this. And he just sits there and thinks. And you're just staring at him, and he's just thinking. And you don't know what to do. You don't know, should I say something? And then you're like, no, I shouldn't say something. Okay, I'll just wait.
Yeah.
And then he'll give you an answer, and you're like, wow, that's incredible. And then there's things that I'll literally go, this is not going to work. That will not work. There is no way that's going to work. I remember Vince wanted me to dress like The Rock. And I went, and he goes, and people will believe you're The Rock. And I go, I am not 6'5". I am not Samoan. I don't have tattoos.
Right.
I am not bald. I don't know what you want me to do, how you think these people, they'll believe it. And I go, oh, my God, I'm not going to do this. This is going to be terrible. And by the way, this is when I was WWE champion, and I'm going out there, and this is where I need to make my mark because people are like, oh, he's getting overshadowed by The Rock and John Cena. You know, I was an up-and-comer. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is going to be terrible. This is going to be horrible. So I went out there, and I said, all right, if he believes it, I'm going to believe it. So all of a sudden, The Rock music hits, and the crowd goes absolutely nuts. I'm talking the place just is insane. They're jumping up. This is when The Rock first came back. Mm-hmm. So it's like people are high-fiving, going nuts, and Vince stands up and goes, wait. And I'm about to go out as The Rock, have sunglasses on, a bald cap on, have his shirt on, and he goes, wait. And I go, okay. And then he goes, now. So he waited for that he waited for the audience to come back down.
Yeah.
Right.
So once he waited for them to come down, I enter the arena, and all of a sudden I hear another eruption. They believe it's The Rock.
Right.
But it's me. Uh-huh. And I do my Rock stance. I walk out like only The Rock can, and they're still going. And I'm like, when are they going to know that it's not The Rock? So I'm like, well, maybe I'll get another. I take off my sunglasses like The Rock does. Mm-hmm. And they're still good, and they erupt again, and I go, they still don't. I have blue eyes.
Right.
They still don't. They still believe it's The Rock. Like, and then I started walking down, and then they finally started getting that it was me, and then they're like, oh, boo, and I'm the bad guy, and it worked to a T. I get back there, and he goes, I told you.
That's
and I go,
so great.
how did you know? He goes, they wanted to believe so much that it's The Rock that they didn't care. They didn't even look. They saw, they heard the music, and they just started high-fiving. They're not looking at you. They're just so mesmerized by the moment. And I went, this guy's a genius.
Yeah. Genius.
Absolute genius.
Genius. That's a hell of a story. All right,
And
I know you have to go ahead.
I was just gonna say it shows how he is so involved
Right.
in the minutia of every
Everything.
he
show.
knows. I mean, it's the old
Everything.
quote. He knows what you want more than you know.
There's a
what
reason
you
why Fox paid $1 billion
Right.
for the show. It's because they know what kind of content they're getting. They know, why do you think Snickers is presenting WrestleMania? It's because they know what they're getting. They
Right.
know how involved Vince McMahon is and how smart he is and what a businessman he is. You got Raw, you got SmackDown, and we do live shows each and every week. I mean, how many shows are out there that put that much content, live content? I mean, it's like 5-6 hours of live content each and every week.
Yep.
Nobody does that.
Yeah, it's
but
true.
we do.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show, like, I applaud my boss.
Yeah, that's fantastic. All right, I know we got to wrap up. We're getting the
Even
signal.
though I'm going to beat up his son.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I'm excited for that. I have two quick last questions. One is, you trained with Al Snow.
I did.
Did he have the head around?
No, the head was not
That was
always
very
around.
scary as a
No,
child.
he actually taught me a lot.
Okay.
Him and Bill DeMott really honed in and taught me, what I needed to learn to get to WWE.
Yeah.
To be, the caliber that I am. And now I always think, we have NXT down at the Performance Center right now. NXT is another brand, and we have a show actually at Barclays tomorrow night. It's NXT TakeOver. But these guys, they're really honing their craft. And I look at WWE as territories now. It's NXT, it's Raw, it's SmackDown. And each time you go to a new territory, you have to build yourself up.
Yep.
And you have to build and create something that you have to earn the respect of the audience. And I think Bill as well as Al Snow taught me that.
Yeah. All right, last thing. Explain this look.
That was cool back then.
I don't know,
bandana.
Mike. Come
I had
on.
a bandana. Dude, I thought by the way, I can't look at the real world. I can't watch
I would
the
imagine
challenges.
you had frosted tips for like a decade.
Oh my God, so did Justin
Way
Timberlake.
Too, yeah, but you
and he
went
made
way
it
too
cool.
long. You went
no,
way
I
too
did
long.
not. I think I
You
went
had it
exactly
way
the
too-
right amount of time.
You
I
held
looked
on too
cool.
long to
People looked
frosted
at my hair
tips.
and went, "I want Miz's hair."
You definitely look like Prison Mike on steroids in that picture right there.
All right, man. Appreciate you coming by. Appreciate you dropping off the Snickers.
Thank
This
you.
has
It's
been
an
a lot
absolute
of fun.
honor to be here. Thank
Yeah.
you guys for having me. I really
Yeah.
appreciate
Thanks,
it. Keep up the good work.
Yes, and good luck against Shane O'Mac.
For sure.
Throw him off
No need
something
for
down.
luck when
Throw
you're
him
this
off
good, my
something really
friends.
Yeah.
I will.
Steal his sneakers. He's always got the best sneakers.
And go get my Snickers at Dollar General.
There we go.